So I had planned to do a session with Chin Chi, but recently there's been new evidence that came forward in Qiao Renliang's case. Someone, a singer, an actor named Liu Yu Gong, came forward and, supplied a lot of information pertaining to proof that he was tortured and killed rather than committed suicide. So I want to reach out to Qiao Renliang and see what he has to say about this. What they're saying is that Liu Yu Gong came forward just recently stating that in June of 2016, himself and Kimi were ordered to attend a drinking party. He was ordered to wear a dress and sing his song Drunken Concubine. And at that party, one of the partygoers, an influential person, tried to touch him, and when he pulled away, Liu Yu Gong was struck with a bottle in the forehead, and he had proof of the dress he was wearing. There was blood on it. Also that night, Qiao Renliang they made him drink the whole night to make him drunk and trying to force him to sign a long-term companion contract with an influential individual. And he ripped up the contract and flipped the table, and he was beaten severely and dragged away. And there was proof of that by a waiter that came forward and said he saw the whole scene, as well as his assistant at that time had a diary entry showing he was obliged to go to this drinking party, and that after that he came back severely beaten. So later on in that year, in 2016, in August, Qiao Renliang reached out to Liu Yu Gang, and Liu Yu Gang recorded his conversation with him. And at that time, Kimi was saying that he was being forced to sign this contract, and in the background, someone can be heard saying, we made you famous, we propped you up, now we're just asking to do something small, and you dare to resist. So I want to find out who that was that said that. And then, so Liu Yu Gong wanted to help him, but his manager said, stay out of it, or you'll get dragged into it as well. In August of that year, too, he received a text from his manager and stating that Qiao Renliang, if he didn't submit, was going to be, boycotted from the industry. He'll never work again, things like that. So I wanted to find out more about this. I know that in 2016, when he passed in September, they stated that he passed in an apartment. Homicide was immediately ruled out. He passed in the apartment of suicide in Shanghai. But it's widely known and whispered that it actually happened at a drinking club in Beijing. So I'm going to ask him 10 or so questions to see if he can answer these directly. And we'll see what we get from him. I've already contacted him on this Spirit Box, and he said yes, he's willing to answer these questions. So I'm hoping I can get him again once I start it up, and we can get some answers to this. Okay, so I'm starting now. Hi, Qiao Renliang. Are you there? Oh, sigh. I know it's tough. I have some questions pertaining to your death. I hope you heard me talking about Lu Yugang coming forward and stating everything that happened to you in June of 2016 at the drinking party. They beat you, is that correct? And then they dragged you away, and you said you'd never submit again after that? Yes. Okay, so I would like to ask you questions about what happened in July. You sent a message to Louis Gon stating that they were trying to make you sign a long-term contract with a companion contract with a influential person, very powerful. Is that correct? And then in August, you sent another message stating that, you know, they were still trying to push you to sign the contract. Yeah. And that you had evidence to prove the unwritten rule that they were trying to pressure you to do, and that the yin-yang contracts they had. Yeah. And then Lu Yugang said that his manager said that they were going to push you out at that time. Okay. So I'd like to ask you just 10 or so questions, and I'm hoping that you can come through clearly with answers directly to the questions I ask, if that's okay. Would that be all right? Okay. So my first question is, you called him in July telling him that you were being forced into sign a companion contract. Who was the big shot that wanted you to be a long-term companion?
The truth echoed for this game.
Okay, so, and who was the man that shouted threats in the background of the recording? Was it Du Chong?
Trying to stretch out your hand.
Okay, so, Kimi? I hope you don't mind me calling you Kimi. It's easier than Qiao Renliang. Is that okay? Thank you. My next question for you.
It could be time for the proper office.
What happened to you on the night of September 15th? Speak up.
I'm getting and having stated picture for.
Was the actual location of your death the Wu Yi Club headquarters in Beijing?
Dixon's beloved.
Que parce qu'en fait,
As Maryland primary for that.
Who was there that night?
Rampant hacking is new.
Were other artists there that had died because of that? Because of what they saw? Yes, okay. Was one of them the...
On the door when you... I did.
Okay, speak up if you can. I can hear you, but barely. Was one of the artists a female songstress and songwriter and a male artist that played the guitar?
Philosophe qui voit.
Information to life.
Was Chris Wu there? The guy that's in prison now?
The road. 2, 3. That's
The main reason. Every angle.
Did they dismember you? Did they dismember you? Yes? Including your head?
Many genres. La réparation.
To all the nations.
Is that your head on display in the Plastination body exhibit? Yes. Why did they remove your teeth?
When I work, you're supposed to get
When did they remove your teeth? When was it? Allegedly. Yeah.
knowing that.
Okay, and were any of your organs harvested? 3? Yes. Okay. What organs were harvested?
Parce que
All indeed determining.
Was your death a sacrifice to Xi's father?
bref,
Is that their fault? Mighty keyboard.
Did Wong Kong, chairman of the film and television conglomerate Wanda Empire, kill you or order your death?
la forme de vie,
Human perspective.
Is Wong Kong and his father a member of the dark occult group that these practices are being run through?
économiste de
See a previous with everything that we've got
Okay, Kimi, I'm going to give you a minute of just telling me whatever you need to tell me at this time. Please make it important, okay? Is that okay?
Yes, Lieutenant. Awful side down. I think the fact that now we've been so.
Is there any proof that you can give us that we can follow up on and prove your death was homicide?
For you, new immigrant.
Sur des temps très...
For its silver chaos.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you for your everything you were able to tell me today. Love you. Thank you for helping him come forward. Bye. Okay, so my findings are quite lengthy, and so is this video, so sorry for that. Anyway, so Kimi told me the first thing off the bat he said was that his parents wanted to return the money they were forced to take, that they never wanted to take it in the first place. But they felt very threatened, so they felt they had to. His agency did lie about his depression. They falsified medical records. He told me that it was Wang Zikong that wanted the long-term companion contract with him. When he refused, he said to Kimi that, the spirits came through saying, get him, assassinate him, and I'll make you taste blood, things like that. So he was threatened by him. He said he would never submit, though. He knew that it meant that would be the end of him and he was trapped. He told me that it was Du Chang, in the background shouting threats. He told me Du Chang loved to stretch out your hands and knees. It immediately reminded me of the picture of you with purple fingers. They tortured Kimi in the same way as they tortured you. So he did experience a lot of the same things under Du's management. When they asked about what happened to him on the night of September 15th, 2016, he said they killed us. There were more than one person that was killed that night. They killed her because she objected to what they were doing. So it was a woman. After that, there's a lot of guitar notes that come through. So I think she might have been a musician. He specifically named Wang Zikong as his murderer, or at least the one who orchestrated it. It happened at that private club in Beijing, and lots of artists were there, that none of them stepped forward to help. Chris Wu was there, but he left because he wanted to vomit. As a friend of Wang Zikong, he was allowed to leave, and probably the only one that was. Kimi said that 2 or 3 artists spat on him. He said that the rest did nothing because they're all chained. It would be too dangerous for them. He said they beat him at gunpoint and dismembered him. I asked if they took his head, and he said yes, but he didn't know why they had to do that. He said a lot of them took parts of him. He said they did it to hold the nation, his words. It was a sacrifice, and that his head is in the plastination exhibit. Asked why they removed his teeth, he said if he did something Du didn't like, he'd bring the fists. I'm taking that to mean he'd punch him hard enough to knock out his teeth. In fact, he said he watched one fly across the fly one time. He said they harvested his organs. They took his eyes first while he was alive, and then they ripped off his penis. Then they cut him open. They put him on an IV and cut him open and took his organs, and under no anesthetic or whatever, and he ended up passing out, and that's when he passed over. He did mention that the most profound thing he mentioned is he went into complete detail of the fact that he resolved all his issues. Everything is in the past. He realized that was just a life path that he had, and he's truly at peace now. And I asked him, did he want justice? And he said, justice is a human thing. All that's behind me now. But he does want justice for you because you has a lot of regrets. But I think it's just because you is now in the process of having just stepped over, and he's still reviewing his life. He's still connected a little bit more to his life. The spirits did come out, and they left a very severe warning for me at the end of this video. The American market is going to crash because of silver, and they said, get out, get out. I guess they're probably saying the stock market. They're probably saying that the dollar is going to devalue, American dollar. So that was a stern warning for me, and I guess everybody else. So yeah, that's my finding. So I'll try to do Shinshi, I guess, now. Okay, bye.